G'day, this is Archetypal Trader. Today's date is the 21st of June 2021. It is Cancer Ingress, it's Cardinal Point. It's the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. So quite a day of change. The weekly candle closed today also, so I'm going to go over some longer term analysis on 4 different coins. I'll start off here with Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin, just going to put on a basic fib retracement here on the weekly and look at some potential zones that it could find some support if this downtrend continues. So I'm just drawing in prior bull fractal zones on the chart here. So we've got the one from 20,000, the previous all-time high, December 2017. And then we had the high of 2019 at the 14K zone. And then the last bull fractal that didn't quite get tested on this run-up was down here around 12,000. I'll just put a horizontal ray on all of these areas so you can see the price come up here on the right-hand column of these different price levels. Like, price doesn't need to get down to these levels, but it's technically sound for that to take place. So we made a higher high on the weekly candle that closed today, and this could quite possibly become another bull fractal. Where's my bull fractal? There. So, yeah, I'm not a massive Head and Shoulders fan. People froth on Head and Shoulders. I don't really get into them that much, but left shoulder, head, right shoulder, perhaps. If that was the case, you would draw that range and duplicate that down. There we go. So yeah, target of minus 6,000, not really. It's not going to happen, is it? So anyway, yeah, there's a potential Head and Shoulders coming into this weekly chart, which isn't fantastic for bulls. And yeah, there's these prior fib levels that could get tested if we move down further. I'm currently at a 50% retracement. Like I said, for the last 4 weeks, we lost a 38.2. That's a technical sell signal for my trading plan. So I'm heavily in cash, not financial advice. I don't know where the price will go, but my bias is bearish, and we're going to come down and test other levels. 61.8s at 26,000. 786 is 16K. Also to note, deleting off all of those drawings now, we've got a TK cross on the weekly, which is a bearish TK cross. It's a minor bearish TK cross because it's above the cloud. Though if we look back in history, the last time this happened in 2008, I think it produced a 50% retracement. No, it was more than that. There's a 50% retracement to where it recrossed in April 2019. So I'll just quickly show this one. So if we measure, we've got the TK cross here on the 5th of March 2018, and then it didn't recross until the 6th of May. So that's 61 weeks from this TK cross. We've got another TK cross. So this would have been a weak bearish TK cross above the cloud. We eventually came over, okay, and moved lower. Obviously the weekly The Kumo is extremely slow. There's no way you're going to be waiting for a TK cross on a weekly for a sell signal. Like a death cross, really. I don't know why the media talk a lot about death crosses, because it's such a laggy indicator. You can't really determine tops from a death cross, much like a TK cross, but it is a bearish signal. So yeah, all the way back in the 6th of May 2019, we got a recross here, so I can just measure that price range. So that was like a 40% move down from when we got a bullish TK cross under the cloud, but we did move down 67 additional percent on the weekly close of a TK cross. So history rhymes, it doesn't repeat, but that's somewhat of a potential that we could be looking toward in the future. So that's my weekly take on Bitcoin. I'll just go over to the daily now, over in this chart. So I want to go over the long macro term Fibonacci retracements. I'll just look at the ranges that has taken place since the 65k top. I'll just take Gamoko off for now. So drawing a fib and just bringing it up to 61.8. This original range from 65k to 47k, we got a 61.8 test. And then we had this major sell-off. We've had, I think, over 34 days down here now. No, we've had 33 days. Trading down in this range between, you could say, the bounce back up was 43k to 30k. So we've been in this range for 33 days. After this 61.8 sell-off on this candle down, we printed a Kumo breakout. I think I've showed this in previous videos, but I'll just quickly go over it again. So yeah, I will be showing this similar chart. I'll just take a snapshot of this and I'll refer to it later. I'll just put this up in my browser because I'm going to refer to that on Ethereum and Cardano when I go over their charts. So going back to the daily now. So this is a Kumo breakout, and that was at 49k. So this is a technical sell signal from the Ichimoku system. And we did have quite a drawdown from that area, obviously. So coming back to where we are today, we did get a weak bullish TK cross here. We failed to break this previous bull fractal on a daily close at 40,900. We actually really came into that zone quite well. I wasn't able to short or anything from this candle top here, but now we're going back to these previous bear fractals. So we still haven't broken. No, we somewhat broken on this bottom here. But yeah, these levels really need to be broken on a daily time frame for us to get a further move down in Bitcoin. Bringing up the oscillators and stuff. On the 4th of June, you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of the RSI, we got up to 53. We didn't maintain that momentum, and now we're moving down. So yeah, trying to keep it somewhat positive from a RSI stochastic standpoint. Maybe we can come down and test 28, 27k, and we create some divergence in the RSI, some bullish divergence perhaps. Or yeah, we could definitely break these lows and move a whole lot more quickly down to perhaps that 20k area. The 20k area would be a 70% retracement from the top of 65k. So it's sort of a waiting game with the Ikamoko system, bringing that back up. We had this bullish TK cross. Like I said, we didn't break this 40,900k bull fractal. We broke these two bull fractals here, but we didn't get through this one. So yeah, we could have a TK cross, a bearish TK cross underneath the cloud, and that would not be good news at all. We don't have to worry about the 100-day moving average because that's way above us. It's going to be no support really. Coming from the 100-day moving average because we've already broken it back here on the Kumo breakout. So yeah, things could get quite ugly over the next week or so. But yeah, we have been bouncing, and these these bear fractals down here have been holding so far. So just have to wait and see what direction Bitcoin will go. Adding to the bull argument too, 61.8 is back up at 51k, seeker span B 47, 44, 44k. Maybe we'll get some chop in the cloud. Yeah, hands is firmly off this market for me. Jumping back over to the weekly, I'll move on to Ethereum. I'll delete all this off. So Ethereum. Throw on a fib retracement of this complete bull market so far. So we're back testing these bull fractals from this move down from 4,300 down to almost 1,700. On Bitstamp, we pretty much had a 61.8 test and we bounced back up. Though we're moving lower now, we are testing some bull fractals back here. But again, yeah, we've lost the 38.2 at 2,700. So our bias is bearish. Previous fractal areas, we got 1,420, 1,832, and just zoom in on this area. Yeah, you could argue this has been tested, really. We did get a wick down on this weekly candle here into that fractal area, so you could argue that that's already been tested and price doesn't need to go that low. So yeah, it's been quite a move down for Ethereum. We're just chopping. It's not looking great. I'll delete all the fib retracement and fractal areas off. We closed underneath the Kijun as Kijun break it again on the weekly. 100-day moving average is way below, but it is the weekly. We're way above the cloud. It's completely different to Bitcoin. Oh no, sorry, we are on the weekly. The only difference between the weekly charts on Ethereum and Bitcoin is that we haven't had a TK cross on Ethereum. So that's what I see on the weekly. Jump over to the daily for Ethereum. So yeah, Ikamoko wise, Ethereum's not looking good at all. we've had this TK recross here. We've already made a lower low on this daily candle intraday, so 15 hours left in the day. Yesterday and today we're floating around in this prior bear fractal, and it doesn't look good at all because we kept on breaking this 100-day moving average, broke it, but we'd quickly recover and bounce from there. And then we sort of got slower, and now we lost it on the 16th of June. We're just having consecutive days closing underneath a 100-day moving average. This 100-day moving average is like the last filter I use when you get a bearish Kumo breakout. So this here is a technical sell signal at 2,366, and that's the same level that I was referring to. That's why I saved this chart previously. It's a similar setup to Bitcoin at 49k. So that's how serious the Ethereum chart is at the moment. So it's really bearish. CQ-span B continually goes flat for a very long time. How long have we been going on that? Measure it. That's been painting that area for the last 28 days. Yeah, so flat, I'll just mark it so we can see it a bit better. CQ-span B, the top of the bearish or red Kumo cloud. It's usually a magnet when it goes flat like that. So never say never. It is ranging quite a bit. Massive number, this 1755. If we create a lower low, we'll definitely get angulation on CQ-span B, and we could really do a lot more damage to the Ethereum chart and move a lot lower down to 1,440 or 1,080. Those sorts of levels is definitely possible looking at Ethereum. So I'll move on to the weekly on Cardano now. So measuring from this complete run up, the bottom was down at 1.7 cents here, and we got to a high of $2.46. So it's been an incredible run for people who participated and believed in AAve down at these lower prices here. I'll just quickly go back to Ethereum as well. I forgot to mention the oscillators. There's zero volume coming in here, and we haven't quite flushed on the oscillators like on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you could see they had gone below 30 on the RSI, and we've sort of moved up, and potential for some bearish divergence. But here with Ethereum, RSI low of 34.85 on the the low is 34.85 on the 23rd of May, and now we're at 36. So there's plenty of room to flush this out and for price to continue down. ADA, going back to the ADA on the weekly, fib retracement, had that initial correction and the break of 38.2, bounced up, very similar to other charts that I've just gone over, Ethereum and Bitcoin. So prior levels, I'm using Binance Tether here, so I'll probably go to a spot chart. It'll probably be a bit decent. I don't know if Kraken will. Yeah, no, Kraken's good for that. Oh gee, it's been listening on Kraken for quite some time. So interesting chart. There's a lot of differences, I guess, compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, because their price isn't at their prior all-time highs. Let's just look at that on the weekly on these others. So price is nowhere near its previous all-time high on Ethereum. Cardano sitting right on that area, and then Bitcoin obviously was 20k. So that's a subtle difference on the weekly charts for Cardano. So we're sitting perhaps in this fractal. A lot of businesses getting done at this previous bull fractal. So that's somewhat bullish compared to the other charts, even though I think the outlook on ADA is very much bearish. So we're already testing this fractal area, so that's great. Kraken, I'd probably ignore this wick. I don't think it's real, so that'll make me leave the chart and go to another spot chart. ADA USD. Coinbase. Okay, they haven't listed that one. ADA USD. Bitfinex. I'll have to do. We obviously don't have that wick down. But we can just use these prior bull fractal areas to sort of get an insight on price. I have been seeing this one at around the 40 cent level. We didn't really backtest this area. Just putting fib on there. So that would be an 88.6 fib retracement, very much like the COVID dump on Bitcoin. We smacked into a previous bull fractal that was at 88.6, and it's technical for price action to do that, even though that Charles Hoskins is building the future, allegedly. So that's what I see on the weekly. I'll bring up the Kumo. Well, there's no point bringing up the Kumo. There's not that much data on the Bitfinex chart. I can go back to Kraken quickly just to look at the Kumo, because there's more data on the Kraken chart, ignoring this week, because the majority of exchanges didn't have that. I'm pretty sure that's when they had some, trading engine issues this week. So this bull fractal hasn't been tested. Thrown on Ichimoku, similar to Ethereum. Not similar to Ethereum because we're holding the weekly keygen, which is also, I should say, bullish. It's good. But losing the 38.2 is obviously bearish. But we're sitting in this fractal, I'm sitting at a keygen. So there are some conflicting signals on ADA, though, there's some positive things to take away from the chart as well. So let's go over to ADA on the daily. Alrighty. So ADA on the daily, we did have a 61.8 test on the way back up. We had that quick flush and then retest. 191 sort of got hit, and the market never really got back to the 61.8 or lifeboat to preserve some capital and get on the sidelines again. Got to 188 though. I've said in prior videos, along with Ricky and stuff, that there is massive divergence on this chart. We haven't been flushed out on the oscillators. The low on RSI on the 25th of April is 39.67, and now we are 39.43 on the intraday, so that's quite interesting. Looks like we could make some low lows in RSI and really start to flush this market. Similar to Ethereum on the daily, Ichimoku, got a bearish TK cross. We're making a lower low intraday here, and we broke the 100-day moving average as well, and that's the last filter to go short on 88. Definitely not trading advice, just trading plan, trading system, Ichimoku system. trading setup that I use. So yeah, zooming right in here. 141.63 was the technical sell area for AAve, and like I said before, it's the similar to the 49,000 area on Bitcoin. So Ethereum and AAve are just printing these technical sell signals. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing on AAve. Plenty of room to be flushed out in the oscillators. Not much volume happening. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, bullish case. Perhaps we could rebound back above the 100-day moving average and test this 61.8 again and then roll over. But everything's pointing bearish with the Kumo flip and yeah, losing that 100-day moving average. So Link on the weekly. So similar stories with Link, like other assets. I'll throw on the fib retracement. We lost 38.2 quite convincingly and smashed down to the 61.8. We even wicked down to 705 level on the fib retracement. So, geez, I don't think I've covered Link so far. So that was a 71% retracement on that wick down. We're testing 61.8 again. We're going through that level on the weekly. We are at this previous bull fractal, so could find some support there, which would be nice for people who are still in Link. Lower fractal areas on the chart are down here, which have somewhat been back tested and broken previously. So looking at the Kumo cloud as well. Yeah, we've broken the Kijun. We've back tested the Kijun a few times. Kijun's starting to angle up. Perhaps we'll get a TK cross over the next couple of days. Yeah, Link's been a bit of a soldier really. It just continually moves higher. Yeah, it's bearish for now. It's a buying opportunity really, I guess, like 61.8. Could definitely go down lower and go a lot lower. But yeah, I don't have any exposure to Link or have been trading it recently. It is sitting in that bull fractal, so that perhaps may help it bounce back up to a 61.8 fib retracement for people who would want to preserve more of their hard-earned capital in the market. So yeah, we could possibly get a bounce up to $38 if we're lucky, and then continue to roll over or even recover. Anything can happen. That's what I'm seeing on the weekly on Link. Going to the daily on the Link chart. Get rid of the fib retracement. So 100-day moving average. Yeah, so it's similar to Bitcoin. Like it's broken this level fairly rapidly. Unlike Ethereum and Cardano, they've been a lot later. So its Kumo breakout happened at $26. And it hasn't gone down as far as Bitcoin. We did have this rally back up. I don't know what that looks like on a fib retracement. It's at the Kijun, so it's a 50% retracement. Yeah. So we rallied all the way back onto the Kijun and then it's not an inside bar, but it's just a down bar, and then we've sort of oscillated back and forth. We haven't had a bullish TK cross or anything underneath the cloud. Yeah, we've got a really flat span B. Perhaps we could rally up and test that area. Like I've said previously, span B can be a magnet for price at times, though Intraday we're making a lower low. Oscillators haven't been flushed. I don't need to be flushed. Last time we got under 30 was back in 23rd of September. But yeah, we could definitely flush further and see lower prices, especially if legacy markets and stock markets experience some volatility. I think they maybe this morning. I haven't checked myself, but yeah, there's nothing really screaming buy on any of these charts so far. It's all bearish. Prices under cloud. All metrics are pointing down. AAve. I'll move over to AAve on the weekly. It's not that much data on AAve, so Ikamoko on the weekly is useless because we don't have enough data. We've only got data since the 28th of September on Coinbase. I'll check some other exchanges. I think they're all about the same. I know very little about AAve. Haven't participated in the journey of AAve. Got a high of 670. We hit the 70% retracement. We're below 61.8, similar to Link. Previous bull fractal is, I think, at $99. It is at $99. So, and that's an 88.6. That is value. That is long-term investing right there, and that is a good place to perhaps put bids depending on your financial circumstances. So that's what I see in AAve on the weekly. Going to the daily, there is limited data. This chart looks very similar of Synex, but Synex put in a top in February and AAve's put in its top in May. But yeah, it's just like, it has again. It's just all over the shop, isn't it? Yeah, smashed down to 61.8. We've had a pretty good rejection at the 61.8 now. Delete up the fib, bring in Ikamoko. 100-day moving average, we lost that. And yeah, we got our TK crossing around $374, currently at $240. Had some chop, keep on making lower highs, lower bull fractals, and intraday we're making lower lows, and we're down at this final perhaps support area this week, if you could call a week support. Yeah, it's bearish. It's nothing to get excited about on any of these markets. That's all what I see in AAve. So let's finish off with Matic Network. So this is the weekly on Matic, currently at a 50% retracement. We had this wild candle. Alright, we could trade in that range for an eternity. $2.70 to 70 cents. Welcome to your range. Start your engines. There's a bull fractal here. That's probably a good place to put a bid. Put a bid there, mate. Have a crack. You won't do it. Not financial advice, but yeah, we've got a bull fractal all the way down here at 78 cents, is it? It's at 53 cents. There's a previous bull fractal. That's down at 78.6 retracement. Yeah, what can I say? Matic's had a fantastic run. It's widely loved in the DeFi space, as far as I know. I have some friends that really love it, and they participate in this project. They think it's a great product. So power to them. On the weekly, yeah, it's at the Kijun, and we've had an insight bar on this last week, and we haven't made the lower low by the look of it on the weekly standpoint. So on the intraday, it's probably the same. But that's all what I see for the weekly outlook of Matic. finishing up now with the daily on Matic. So, yeah, like I said, here's some previous bull fractals. The daily standpoint, 53.94. We did get that touch on this movement down on 94. So that's been tested. 54 hasn't. It's probably some small levels down here. Oh no, they were pretty well back tested. Going to Ichimoku though. Ichimoku is it's mixed signals. I don't really love Ichimoku on Matic at the moment. It's it can do whatever it really wants. It did get that lifeboat test. I think I've already covered that in previous videos for that quick test. So looks like the market did preserve some capital at that area. There's been some profit taking. Volume's a bit down. Oscillators, RSI's at 43. Could definitely go down lower. Intraday. Looks like we haven't made a lower low. 28.005. We haven't made a lower low today. 100-day moving average is way below. So, depending on your risk tolerance, I'd like to see the 100-day moving average broken before taking the Kumo breakout, throwing CP span B on the Kumo. So yeah, we did marginally break the Kumo breakout, not using the 100-day moving average though. At 47 and now we're at 129. Perhaps there's a short on the cards and to test that 100-day moving average down at 93 cents. I do say perhaps there isn't. But yeah, like it's bearish, it's underneath the cloud. We've got a TK cross, a bearish TK cross above the cloud. Tickerson and Kijun are sort of angling back in now. We may have a bullish cross in the next couple of days, but yeah, it's rangy and yeah, I'd just rather hold dollars than to participate in this market. So I'll leave the video there. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If I didn't cover any of your coins in this video, leave a comment below and I will cover that coin from a macro standpoint in the next weekly candle close next week. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.